Woody, 4 games to go in the Merit League 1. How's preparations gone ahead of today?
Yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks, just building off the back of the Portsmouth result last Saturday. The 16s have been in with the 17s and 18s for half-term week because they're off school, so it's been good to have them, their exposure to the under-18s day and their programme. So it's been good to have them around, preparing obviously for the game today, and everything's sort of like looking forward to getting back into it.
Well, let's look at that last victory against Portsmouth, 6-1, a contrast from the other fixtures that you've had with Portsmouth as well, and a fantastic day for Joel McGregor, who got a hat-trick in that game.
Yeah, I think that's the first hat-trick I've ever seen Joel get, but from starting at right back and then moving across to left wing, he was very good on the day. He's been good and consistent for many months now, not just the FA Youth Cup, but how he trains, how he plays week in, week out. He's very consistent. This season he's been very driven, very committed to the programme. We've seen him develop as a person and obviously now as a player, so he's earned his opportunity within the first team, and Saturday he was with us with the under-18 scoring a hat-trick, and then he was making his debut on Monday, so that was great for him.
A massive reward and a testament to Joel McGregor's season and how well he's done, and his cameo was really good against Sutton as well.
Yeah, a lot of the boys watched it, so it was good. Just tracking and supporting and following his journey now. That's his next challenge, his next stage. He needs that exposure to the first team environment. Can he stay around it? Yes, he's good enough, but can he be good enough to make an impact in that environment now? So that's his little challenge for him.
And another player that's having that exposure to the first team as well is young Harley Hunt, who's been putting in a shift with training with the first team as well and travelling with the first team. How much have you seen him develop as well?
Again, slightly different position, but Harley's been really good recently. He had an injury at the start of the year which kept him out for a fair few months, but since he's come back in, he's built up his levels of physicality, his fitness. He's got back to where he was last season. Now it's about kicking on. He's had a good exposure again to the first team environment, which is great for a lot of our players off the back of such a good season. Again, for him, it's making sure he does it when he's with the under-18s, week in, week out, high levels of performance, consistency, and then when he's in the first team environment, go and make an impact like he has done of late. It was great to see him part of the squad that travelled to Barrow. But obviously the exposure going forward now will be down to him and how he impresses in front of the first team staff.
With lots of players out on loan at the moment, your 18s in particular, it is bringing a lot of opportunities for those 16s, and with them training this week, hopefully see them in action today.
Yeah, it's like the next step of the journey. So under 18s exposure to the first team, which has been great, a positive season, consistent performances and keeping momentum, but at the same time starting to bring some of the 16s into the under 18s programme, starting to get them to understand their roles and responsibilities within the way we play, with and without the ball, and then just trying to be consistent. So just as that pathway knock-on effect for everybody. And it's great for our younger players to see some of our academy players that have been with us a long time now in and around the first team environment, and they can see that pathway ahead.
One of those players out on loan at the moment has been rewarded with his first goal at Cirencester, obviously a ground that he's familiar with, the Corinium Stadium as well. Josh Key's got his first goal for Cirencester on Saturday. You must be pleased for him.
Yeah, it was great. It's great to see him score, get his first start. Obviously, I had to be patient the first few games, like sometimes you have to be within the non-league environment. He was very quick to describe his goal to me yesterday morning as he arrived into training, so that was good for him. I'm sure he'll score many more goals. He's got lots of ability in front of goal, very good technically, so that would be great for him to take him forward as well.
Today is the start of a bumper week for the under-18s, with you facing off today and also on Saturday against Plymouth. So what do you know about your opponents today, and how smart have you got to be this week with Plymouth on Saturday as well?
So you have to manage the load a little bit across Tuesday and Saturday, but because of the numbers and the natural progression of the second years, the squad's a little bit smaller than what it was at the start of the year. In terms of Stevenage, we don't know too much, only a little bit really on how they sort of set up and play, but also at the same time we won't know who we actually come up against until we get to the game. So it'll be over to the boys to make sure that we can continue the consistent performance that we put in against Portsmouth. Very, very good, exciting, attacking football, and very, very good defending the goal. So can we do that again as a group of boys that are new together, new partnerships, new relationships across the pitch, and then hopefully today's positive performance then we can take into Saturday's game against Plymouth, which will be obviously another tough test.
Playing at Beversbrook, obviously close to where the first team trains, so a great opportunity for the boys to impress, close to Gavin Gunnan, who I'm sure will keep a close eye on this afternoon's fixture. But a real good opportunity for those 16s to really take their opportunity with so many of the 18s out on loan and training with the first team.
Yeah, they will get an opportunity between now and the end of the season. It's about that pathway and progression. we know we've got good boys within our academy from top to bottom. It's not just about the second years and the 18s and the FA Youth Cup. There's lots of work that goes on behind the scenes to make sure that everybody in the younger age groups are ready to step up to the next challenge and next progression. So good to play at Beversbrook. We haven't had a game there this season yet. That's where we train. Obviously the first team's facility as well for training, so I'm sure there'll be a few staff around watching the game, which would be great for the boys. Maybe a little bit of added pressure for some of them, but I'm sure that the experiences they've had this year and the challenges they've had this year, that they'll be able to perform in front of a few staff.
Finally, 4 games to go for your side. What are you expecting from your side, and what do you want to see as they close out this season?
We've set some team goals. We just want to sort of like stay unbeaten and be consistent with performances with and without the ball. Make sure that we embed the younger players into the programme. We develop good people, so making sure that they're committed, they're consistent, and as a group we want to try and take some momentum into next season. So between now and sort of like the next month of games that we've got left, is making sure we put in good performances that we can be proud of, make sure we're attacking and exciting going forward. We look like a Swindon Town team, and then when we haven't got the ball, we make sure we defend the goal well, and make sure it means something to wear the badge no matter what the game is, and put in some good performances between now and the end of the season.
Best of luck today.
Cheers, guys.